Hey, word warriors. Tired of forgetting vocabulary right after you learn it? What if I told you there's a fun, brain-friendly hack to lock 150 tricky words into your memory without boring? In this video, we're flipping traditional learning upside down. Here's the game plan. First, we'll hit you with a catchy song packed with all 150 words. Yes, a real song. Then, we'll break down every word's meaning with simple examples. Finally, we'll replay the song so you can feel how much you've already learned. By the end, words like inscrutable, reconnaissance, and dissonance will stick to your brain like glue. No cramming required. Ready to turn vocabulary grind into a melody-filled adventure? Let's jump in. Sing along now and watch how these words come alive after we explain them.
A tawny fox with weary grace pretends and melts in time's embrace. Palliative moon, a caveat breeze, irreproachable stars whisper through the trees. Coquettish shadows exploit the night, willful hearts render wrongs to right. Jocular tales spin with panache, compulsive minds proselytize the clash. Oh, inscrutable dreams, dispassionate skies, impassive truths where the wannadified lies. Potency of frivolous schemes, lexicon legends ride on moonlit beams. Wane of hope on corrugated shores, palpitations rise affront the wars. A treatise etched in philosophical stone, parse the desiccate, reclaim the throne. Gaunt nights trill with the lewd delight, repertoire of Johnson belligerence as light. Observance of palates beneath stilted eaves, gerunds amble where the mind believes. A pity wins, superimpose the past, resonant echoes rest shadows vast. Discourse in impregnable towers, emphatic vows in midnight hours. Discretionary love, apertures aglow. Diaspora seeds in grafted soil, V with meekness, gestation's toil. Parapets crumble, ungainly and worn, eminent souls in life form reborn. Partiality fades, contours align, dissonance dissolves in temporal design. Enter the polygamy of doubt, recant the purport, let words shout. Adherents march to a chord's refrain, deference to dissertations in the rain. Conservatory hymns, docile and free, frayed threads weave through bedlam's spree. Anecdotes of reconnaissance bold, antediluvian secrets, stories retold. Don the cloak of fractious lore, rationalizations, recriminations roar. Levy the bereavement, profane no more. Indignant, illustrious, legends soar. Final crudable dreams, dispassionate skies, lexicon legends where the wild words rise. Potency of frivolous schemes, sing loud, let tawny truth.
A tawny fox with wiry grace. Okay, first word, tawny. Tawny is a warm, brownish-yellow color, like the color of a lion or sometimes a fox. Now, a fox is a wild animal that looks a bit like a dog with a bushy tail. And wiry means thin, but strong and sinewy, like wire. Grace refers to smooth, elegant movement. So, a tawny fox with wiry grace paints a picture of a fox that is brownish-yellow in color and moves with a lean, strong, and elegant way. Next line, pretense melts in time's embrace. Pretense means an attempt to make something that is not the case appear true. It's like pretending or putting on an act. To melt means to change from a solid to a liquid state, usually due to heat. Here, it's used metaphorically to mean to disappear or fade away. Time's embrace is a poetic way of saying as time passes. So, pretense melts in time's embrace means that over time, any pretending or fakeness will eventually disappear. Moving on to the next line, palliative moon, a caveat breeze. Palliative describes something that relieves pain or makes a problem less severe without actually curing it. Think of a medicine that eases symptoms but doesn't fix the underlying issue. The moon is the natural satellite of the Earth. So, palliative moon might suggest a moon that offers some comfort or relief. A caveat is a warning or condition. A breeze is a gentle wind. So, a caveat breeze is like a gentle wind that carries a warning or a piece of advice about potential problems. Next up, irreproachable stars whisper through the trees. Irreproachable means beyond criticism, faultless. Stars are the bright points of light visible in the night sky. To whisper means to speak very softly, often in secret. Trees are tall plants with a trunk and branches. So, irreproachable stars whisper through the trees suggests that the stars, which are seen as perfect and beyond blame, are making soft, secret sounds as their light passes through the leaves of the trees. Now we have coquettish shadows exploit the night. Coquettish describes someone who behaves in a way that is flirtatious. Shadows are dark areas where light from a light source is blocked by an opaque object. To exploit means to make full use of and derive benefit from a resource. Here, it means the shadows are actively using the darkness of the night for their own purposes, perhaps to be more playful or mysterious. Let's continue. Willful hearts render wrongs to right. Willful means having or showing a stubborn and determined intention to do as one wants. Hearts here refer to people's feelings and intentions. To render means to cause to become, make. Wrongs are actions that are morally or legally wrong. To right means to correct or put right. So, willful hearts render wrongs to right means that people with strong determination are working to fix mistakes or injustices. Next line. Jocular tales spin with panache. Jocular means fond of or characterized by joking, humorous or playful. Tales are stories. To spin means to tell or narrate a story. Panache means flamboyant confidence of style or manner. So, jocular tales spin with panache means funny stories are being told with a lot of style and flair. And the last line of verse 1, compulsive minds proselytize the clash. Compulsive means resulting from or relating to an irresistible urge, especially one that is irrational. Minds here refer to people's thoughts and ways of thinking. To proselytize means to convert or attempt to convert someone from one religion, belief, or opinion to another. Clash means a violent confrontation or a strong disagreement. So, compulsive minds proselytize the clash suggests that people with an uncontrollable urge are trying to convince others to join their conflict or disagreement. Okay, that's verse 1. Now, we have the chorus. Oh, inscrutable dreams, dispassionate skies. Inscrutable, we've seen this before, means impossible to understand or interpret. Dreams are a series of thoughts, images, and sensations occurring in a person's mind during sleep. So, inscrutable dreams means dreams that are hard to figure out. Dispassionate means not influenced by strong emotion, and so able to be rational and impartial. Skies refer to the atmosphere and outer space seen from the Earth. So, dispassionate skies suggest skies that don't show any particular emotion, just existing calmly. Next line, impassive truths where the bona fide lies. Impassive means not feeling or showing emotion. Truths are facts that are true or real. Bona fide is a Latin term that means genuine or real. Lies are false statements made with deliberate intent to deceive. So, impassive truths where the bona fide lies is a bit of a paradox. It might mean that the real, genuine truths are hidden within things that appear unemotional or don't seem to be revealing much. Moving on, potency of frivolous schemes. Potency means the power of something to have an effect. Frivolous, we've seen this before, means not having any serious purpose or value. Schemes are large-scale plans, especially for carrying out a secret or illegal project. So, potency of frivolous schemes suggests that even silly or unimportant plans can have a surprising amount of power or influence. And the last line of the chorus, lexicon legends ride on moonlit beams. Lexicon legends, this is the title, so it refers to the legendary words we're exploring. To ride means to sit on and control the movement of a horse or other animal or a vehicle. Moonlit means illuminated by moonlight. Beams are rays of light. So, lexicon legends ride on moonlit beams is a poetic way of saying that these important words are carried by the light of the moon, perhaps suggesting they have a magical or timeless quality. Now we're on to verse 2. The wane of hope on corrugated shores. Wane means to decrease in vigor, power, or extent, become weaker. Hope is a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen. Corrugated means shaped into a series of parallel ridges and grooves so as to give a wavy form. Shores are the land along the edge of a sea, lake, or other large body of water. So, the wane of hope on corrugated shores paints a picture of a weakening feeling of hope in a place that is rough and uneven. Next line, palpitations rise affront the wars. Palpitations are noticeably rapid, strong, or irregular heartbeats due to agitation, exertion, or illness. To rise means to increase. To affront means to offend the modesty or values of. Wars are a state of armed conflict between different countries or groups within a country. So, palpitations rise affront the wars suggests that feelings of anxiety or excitement are increasing, even in the face of serious conflicts. Moving on. A treatise etched in philosophical stone. A treatise, we've seen this before, is a formal and systematic written discussion of a topic. To etch means to cut or carve a text or design on a hard surface. Philosophical, we've seen this before, means relating to the study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, and existence. Stone is a hard, solid, non-metallic mineral matter of which rock is made. So, a treatise etched in philosophical stone suggests a deep and thoughtful piece of writing that is permanent and significant. Next line, parse the desiccate, reclaim the throne. To parse means to analyze a sentence into its parts and describe their syntactic roles. Here, it's used more generally to mean to examine or analyze something carefully. Desiccate means to remove the moisture from something, to dry out. Reclaim means to retrieve or recover something previously lost or abandoned. A throne is the chair occupied by a sovereign on state occasions, or a position of power or authority. So, parse the desiccate, reclaim the throne, means to carefully analyze something that has become dried up or lost its vitality, in order to regain power or authority. Next line, gaunt knights trill with lewd delight. Gaunt means lean and haggard, especially because of suffering, hunger, or age. Knights were historically men of noble rank who served as mounted soldiers in a lord's army. To trill means to sing or play a note with a rapid, tremulous variation. Lewd means crude and offensive in a sexual way. Delight is great pleasure. So, gaunt knights trill with lewd delight paints a somewhat unsettling picture of thin, worn-out soldiers singing with crude and inappropriate joy. Let's continue. Repertoire of jaunts in belligerence's light. Repertoire means a stock of plays, dances, or pieces that accompany or a performer knows or is prepared to perform. Here, it refers to a collection of experiences or activities. Jaunts are short excursions or trips taken for pleasure. Belligerence means aggressive or warlike behavior. Light here refers to the context or atmosphere. So, repertoire of jaunts in belligerence's light suggests a collection of short, perhaps reckless adventures taken in an environment of aggression or conflict. Next line, observance of palates beneath stilted eaves. Observance means the action of obeying or keeping a law, custom, or rule, or the fact of being observant. Palates here likely refer to simple beds or sleeping mats. Beneath means under. Stilted means of a manner of talking or writing, too formal and self-conscious. Eaves are the part of a roof that overhangs the walls. So, observance of palates beneath stilted eaves describes someone watching or noticing simple beds under a roof that has a formal or awkward overhang. And the last line of verse 2, gerunds amble where the mind believes. Gerunds are a form of a verb that ends in ing and is used as a noun, e.g., swimming. In swimming is good exercise. To amble means to walk at a slow, relaxed pace. So, gerunds amble where the mind believes is a more abstract line. It might suggest that the actions and processes represented by gerunds move freely in the realm of what someone believes or imagines. Now, we have the bridge. Uppity wins superimpose the past. Uppity means presumptuously self-assertive or arrogant. Wins, we know this. To superimpose means to place or lay one thing over another so that both are still evident. Past refers to a time before the present. So, uppity winds superimpose the past suggests that arrogant winds are making the past seem to overlay or interfere with the present. Next line, resonant echoes wrest shadows vast. Resonant, we've seen this, means of a sound, deep, clear, and continuing to sound or ring. Echoes are the repetition of a sound caused by the reflection of sound waves from a surface. To wrest means to forcibly pull something from a person's grasp. Vast means a very great extent or quantity. Immense. Shadows, we know this. So, resonant echoes wrest shadows vast means deep. Clear sounds are forcefully taking away large, extensive darkness. Moving on. Discourse in impregnable towers. Discourse, we've seen this, means written or spoken communication or debate. Impregnable means unable to be captured or broken into. Towers are tall, narrow buildings or parts of a building. So, discourse in impregnable towers suggests discussions or debates happening in places that are strong and cannot be easily accessed or influenced. Next line, emphatic vows in midnight hours. Emphatic means showing or giving emphasis, expressing something forcibly and clearly. Vows, we've seen this, are solemn promises. Midnight hours refers to the time around 12 o'clock at night. So, emphatic vows in midnight hours mean strong and clear promises being made late at night. Next line, discretionary love, apertures aglow. Discretionary means available to be used or decided at the discretion of the user. Love is a strong feeling of affection. Apertures, we've seen this, are holes or openings. To be aglow means to have a warm, healthy color, or to emit a soft light. So, discretionary love, apertures aglow, suggests love that is given by choice, in a setting where there are openings that are softly lit. And the last line of the bridge, orifices hum where analgesics flow. Orifices are openings or apertures, especially in the body. To hum, we've seen this, means to make a low, steady, continuous sound. Analgesics are drugs that relieve pain. To flow means to move steadily and continuously in a current. So, orifices hum where analgesics flow is a somewhat medical image, suggesting that in openings where pain relief is being administered, there is a low, steady sound. Now for verse 3. Diaspora seeds in grafted soil. Diaspora refers to the dispersion of any people from their original homeland. Seeds are the small, hard part of a plant from which a new plant can grow. Grafted means having had a shoot or bud inserted into a slit on the trunk or stem of another plant, so that the parts will join and grow together. Soil is the upper layer of earth in which plants grow. So, diaspora seeds in grafted soil is a metaphor for people from a dispersed population being planted or integrated into a new land or situation. Next line, vie with meekness, gestation's toil. To vie, we've seen this, means to compete eagerly with others in order to do or achieve something. Meekness means quiet, gentle, and easily imposed on, submissive. Gestation is the process of carrying or being carried in the womb between conception and birth. Toil means hard work. So, vie with meekness, gestation's toil, suggests a competition happening with gentleness during a period of difficult development or growth. Moving on, parapets crumble, ungainly and worn. Parapets are a low protective wall along the edge of a roof, bridge, or balcony. To crumble means to break or fall apart into small fragments, especially as a result of deterioration. Ungainly means awkward, clumsy. Worn means damaged by use or wear. So, parapets crumble, ungainly, and worn describes protective walls that are falling apart and look awkward and old. Next line, eminent souls in lithe form reborn. Eminent means famous and respected within a particular sphere or profession. Souls, we know this. Lithe means thin, supple, and graceful. Reborn means born again, either literally or metaphorically, given a new life or purpose. So, eminent souls in lithe form reborn suggests that respected and important people are being given a new, graceful life or form. Next line, partiality fades, contours align. Partiality means unfair bias in favor of one thing or person compared with another. To fade means to gradually disappear. Contours are an outline of something, especially its shape or form. To align means to place or arrange things in a straight line or so as to be parallel or level. So, partiality fades, contours align means that unfair bias is disappearing, and shapes or forms are coming into agreement or order. Next line, dissonance dissolves in temporal design. Dissonance means a lack of harmony between musical notes, or a tension or clash resulting from the combination of two disharmonious or unsuitable elements. To dissolve means to become or cause to become incorporated into a liquid so as to form a solution, or to disappear or fade away. Temporal, we've seen this before, means relating to worldly affairs as opposed to spiritual or eternal ones, lasting for only a limited period. Design means a plan or drawing produced to show the look and function of something before it is built or made. So, dissonance dissolves in temporal design, suggests that disagreements or clashes are fading away within the context of a worldly plan or arrangement. Next line, inter the polygamy of doubt. To inter means to place a corpse in a grave or tomb, bury. Polygamy is the practice of having more than one wife or husband at the same time. Here, it's used metaphorically to represent having many doubts. So, inter the polygamy of doubt means to bury or put an end to having many uncertainties. And the last line of verse 3, recant the purport, let word shout. To recant means to say that one no longer holds an opinion or belief, especially one considered heretical. Purport means the meaning or substance of something, typically a document or speech. So, recant the purport, let word shout, means to take back the meaning or message, and instead let the words be expressed strongly and loudly. Now for the outro. Adherents march to a chord's refrain. Adherents are people who support a particular party, person, or set of ideas. To march means to walk in a military manner with regular measured tread. A chord means agreement or harmony. A refrain is a repeated line or set of lines in a poem or song. So, adherents march to a chord's refrain means supporters are moving together in rhythm to a song or saying that represents agreement. Next line, deference to dissertations in the rain. Deference means humble submission and respect. Dissertations are long essays on a particular subject, especially one written as a requirement for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Rain is water falling in drops from vapor condensed in the atmosphere. So, deference to dissertations in the rain is a bit of an unusual image, suggesting respect being shown towards scholarly writings, even in difficult conditions. Moving on, conservatory hymns, docile and free. Conservatory here likely refers to a school for musical training. Hymns, we've seen this, are religious songs or poems of praise. Docile means ready to accept control or instruction. Submissive. Free means not under the control of another, able to act or think for oneself. So, conservatory hymns, docile and free, describes religious songs from a music school that are both obedient to tradition and expressive of freedom. Next line, frayed threads weave through bedlam spree. Frayed means of a fabric, rope, or cord, worn away or tattered along the edges. Threads are thin strands of twisted fiber. To weave means to form fabric or a garment by interlacing long threads passing in one direction with others at a right angle to them. Bedlam means a scene of uproar and confusion. Spree means a lively or boisterous festivity. So, frayed threads weave through bedlam spree is a vivid image of delicate, worn-out elements finding their way through a chaotic and wild celebration. Next line, anecdotes of reconnaissance bold. Anecdotes are short and amusing or interesting stories about a real incident or person. Reconnaissance is military observation of a region to locate an enemy or ascertain strategic features. Bold means showing an ability to take risks, confident and courageous. So, anecdotes of reconnaissance bold means short, interesting stories about brave explorations or investigations. Next line, antediluvian secrets, stories retold. Antediluvian means of or belonging to the time before the biblical flood. So, it means very old or outdated. Secrets are pieces of information kept private or hidden. Stories retold are stories that have been told again. So, antediluvian secrets, stories retold, means very ancient secrets are being shared again. Next line, don the cloak of fractious lore. To don, we've seen this, means to put on. A cloak, we've seen this, is a loose outer garment. Fractious means irritable and quarrelsome, or of a group or organization, difficult to control, unruly. Lore is a body of traditions and knowledge on a subject or held by a particular group, typically passed from person to person by word of mouth. So, don the cloak of fractious lore means to take on or embrace the knowledge and traditions that are full of disagreements and unruliness. Next line, rationalizations, recriminations roar. Rationalization is the action of attempting to explain or justify behavior or an attitude with logical reasons, even if these are not appropriate. Recriminations are counter-accusations. To roar means to make a loud, deep sound. So, rationalizations, recriminations, roar suggests that the attempts to justify actions are met with loud and angry counter-accusations. Next line, levy the bereavement, profane no more. To levy means to impose or collect a tax, fee, or fine. Bereavement is the period of mourning after the death of a loved one. Profane means relating or devoted to that which is not sacred or biblical, secular rather than religious. To say no more means to stop. So, levy the bereavement, profane no more might mean to acknowledge and process the grief, and to stop treating what is sacred with disrespect. And the last two lines of the outro, indignant, illustrious, legend soar. Indignant means feeling or showing anger or annoyance at what is perceived as unfair treatment. Illustrious, we've seen this, means well-known, respected, and admired for past achievements. To soar, we've seen this, means to fly or rise high in the air. So, indignant, illustrious, legend soar means that respected figures who are angry about injustice are rising to great heights, becoming legendary. Finally, the final chorus repeats with a slight change. Oh, inscrutable dreams, dispassionate skies, lexicon legends, where the wild words rise. Potency of frivolous schemes, sing loud, let tawny truth redeem. Tawny, we saw this at the beginning, is brownish yellow. To redeem means to compensate for the faults or bad aspects of something. So, the final lines emphasize the mysterious nature of dreams and the calm skies, stating that the lexicon legends are where untamed words become important, and even silly plans can have power, urging us to sing loudly and let the truth, in its warm, brownish-yellow hue, make things right. And that's it. We've explored all the words in lexicon legends. Remember how we talked about the difference between grace as an elegant movement and disgrace, which is a state of shame? Even though they sound similar, they have very different meanings. We tried to pay attention to those kinds of subtle differences with all these words. You all did a fantastic job. Are there any words that are still a little unclear? Don't be shy to ask. Now that you've mastered these 150 words, let's replay the song. This time, you'll hear the lyrics with fresh ears. You might even catch yourself singing Grafted Soil or Uppity Winds like a pro. Turn up the volume, and let's celebrate your new vocabulary superpowers.
A tawny fox with weary grace pretends and melts in time's embrace. Palliative moon, a caveat breeze, irreproachable stars whisper through the trees. Coquettish shadows exploit the night, willful hearts render wrongs to right. Jocular tales spin with panache, compulsive minds proselytize the clash. Oh, inscrutable dreams, dispassionate skies, impassive truths where the wannadified lies. Potency of frivolous schemes, lexicon legends ride on moonlit beams. Wane of hope on corrugated shores, palpitations rise affront the wars. A treatise etched in philosophical stone, parse the desiccate, reclaim the throne. Gaunt nights trill with the lewd delight, repertoire of Johnson belligerence as light. Observance of palates beneath stilted eaves, gerunds amble where the mind believes. Uppity winds superimpose the past, resonant echoes rest shadows vast. Discourse in impregnable towers, emphatic vows in midnight hours. Discretionary love apertures aglow, hum where analgesics flow. Diaspora seeds in grafted soil, V with meekness, gestation's toil. Parapets crumble, ungainly and worn, eminent souls in life form reborn. Partiality fades, contours align, dissonance dissolves in temporal design. Enter the polygamy of doubt, recant the purport, let words shout. Adherents march to a chord's refrain, deference to dissertations in the rain. Conservatory hymns, docile and free, frayed threads weave through bedlam's spree. Anecdotes of reconnaissance bold, antediluvian secrets, stories retold, don the cloak of fractious lore. Rationalizations, recriminations roar, levy the bereavement, profane no more. Indignant, illustrious, legends soar. Final crudable dreams, dispassionate skies, lexicon legends where the wild words rise. Potency of frivolous schemes, sing loud, let tawny truth.
Boom. See how music plus explanation equals unstoppable learning? Drop a comment. Which word's meaning shocked you the most? Palpitations? Proselytize? Let's nerd out below. Smash subscribe if you're ready to learn smarter, not harder. And hit the bell so you never miss our next brain hack video. Stay curious, friends.